Yes, my people, it is your boy VRD. I'll be honest, guys. I want a refund. I want a refund. Let me do the intro first. So we're going to be driving Service 1 Victor 26, the Manchester Piccadilly to Cardiff Central, departing from Manchester Piccadilly, and we're going to be driving down to, I think it's Winslow, but don't hold me to that. I believe the station is called Winslow, the southernmost station on this route. So let's jump straight into this. I'll be honest, guys, I would like a refund. The reason I would like a refund is due to the fact that the longest possible service to drive on this route, to my knowledge, is less than 30 minutes long. All the services on this route are below 30 minutes, which I think is alarming. I'll be very honest. I find that very alarming and very disappointing, very underwhelming. I have no business driving this. It's too short. So in one video, I'm gonna have to do a journey down to the southernmost point of the route, and then do a return journey back up to Manchester Piccadilly to have a decent piece of content, because I can't just drive for 30 minutes down to the bottom of the route and call it a day. Like, no, I need to, actually take a proper look at the route and provide you guys with enough entertainment, enough content and whatnot. So yeah, moral of the story is always do your research before purchasing a route, because if I realized that the route was this short and the services were this weak and underwhelming, I probably wouldn't have purchased it, to be honest. But yeah, too late now. If I really wanted to, I probably could get a refund through the PlayStation store, to be honest, but I can't be bothered. This is 25 quid. Like, it's not life and death money, but yeah, never again. Never again. Crew lights off. Vigilance normal. So I believe it's just those two isolation switches. Sorry, I'm not used to the class 1. Oh my goodness. There we go. What is this? 150. I'm not used to the class 150, so forgive me if I'm taking a bit too long to get set up here. It is quite different for me. Going to insert the master key. Going to select the neutral position on the reverser and acknowledge the AWS self-test sequence. We are then going to open the passenger doors on the right hand side, if I can figure out how to do that. Oh dear. I'm gonna use the directional pad. I have a feeling these trains are guard operated, so the directional pad is probably what we're gonna be using for this journey today. Yeah, I don't see any door controls in the cab, so yeah, most likely guard operated. Let's ensure our headlights are set correctly. So tail lights are currently on. Headlights, I want to set the headlights to the night running configuration because it is getting dark. Oh gosh, it's left and right. So there's no night and day, it's left and right. Okay, so we want left, I believe. Tail lights off. And marker lights. Instruments, let's switch the instrument lights on as well. Marker lights on. Driver reminder appliance set. We should have set that before keying on the cab, but not the end of the world. Quickly pop outside and ensure that the headlights are being set correctly, and we will get our thumbnail. Ensure that the headlights have been set correctly. Grammar is key. And then we'll get our thumbnail while we're at it. There we go. Bright headlights shining from the driver's side, not so bright LED starlight shining from the non-driver's side, which is indeed the day running configuration. Return to the cabin. We will close this door behind us because I have a feeling it's not going to close. It's not going to close itself. Return to the driver's seat. Are we good to go? We've got a red signal by the looks of it, so we're not going to do anything yet. We're going to wait for that to change aspect. In the meantime, we'll have a look at our cooling patterns. Stockport and Winslow. Oh my goodness, 2 stations. I'm going to be driving along we're going to be following the path that we followed in the previous video, so it's not even good content. I want to go down I want to go down the other branch. I want to go this way, but I don't know how to do it. What's along this anyway? You got some stations here. I'm gonna try to figure out how to go along this branch in the next video. That still appears to be displaying a red aspect, so we're not gonna close the doors yet. I'm gonna give it another 2 minutes, and if it doesn't change aspects, then I'm gonna contact the signaler, and if that doesn't work, then I'm going to close the doors. So yeah, I'm gonna edit down the video, and I will catch you guys in a bit. Right, it's been a good 2 minutes since we ended the recording, so I'm gonna contact the signaler here. No, that was the wrong button. That was the wrong button. Let's not do that. How do you contact the signaler again? Here it is. Denied, no route available. Let's get the doors closed, and maybe during that we'll prompt the signal to change aspect. There we go. Oh, come on, man. Developers really, we're like, what are we? We're nearly 5 years in. 5 years in. Not even 5 years in, man. It's been a good like 8 years now, to be honest. But 5 years into since I started playing Train Sim World, and we're still having to do this. Close the doors before the platform starter signal clears. Pathetic. Right. Into forward. We will test out the. I'm not even going to call it the hill start button or anything, because we've got the separate power, separate brake on this particular train. But we are obviously going to do our brake holdover as we move off here, just for the sake of it, because why not? Speed limit departing from Manchester Piccadilly is 15 miles an hour. Raising it to 25, then 45, then 55. How many carriages are we, by the way? Alright, we're 2 carriages. Cool. I had to make sure I was aware of that before continuing on our journey, because as you know, with these speed limit increases, you need to wait for the full length of your train to be clear of the speed board before accelerating up to the higher speed limit. And if I don't know how long my train is, then how am I meant to know when I'm able to accelerate? Haha. Right. What are we? 25 miles an hour now. Cool. Increasing up to 45. So what we're going to do is accelerate up to 30 miles an hour, and then we will perform our running brake test. So up to 30 miles an hour. I done that wrong. Do you know what it is? Somebody said that in these diesel multiple units, it's good practice to, when shutting off the power, it's good practice to hold in the notch 1 position for a couple of seconds before completely shutting off the power. That's what I was meant to do just then, but I didn't do that. I just went straight into the off position. I'm not sure how true that is, but somebody did say that. Anyway, performing our running brake test. Running brake test is successful. Accelerating up to 65 miles an hour, which is the current speed limit, shortly increasing up to 90 miles an hour. Of course, we have the track monitoring at the top right of the screen for reference. Stockport station, 4.9 miles. What is the maximum speed of a class 150? It's in here somewhere. They always put the maximum permitted speed of the train in the driver's cab. 75. Ugh. Okay. There was a bit of a delay there responding to the vigilance. I press circle on the controller, and then it took a good second and a half for the vigilance to cancel out. I thought it wasn't gonna work for a sec. I started panicking, thinking I'm gonna get an emergency brake application. Not good at all. This train's acceleration is disgustingly slow. I'm not a fan of it at all. I don't remember the 150 being this bad at accelerating. But then again, it's not really an express train. It's like a commuter train, but a non-electrified commuter train, which, as you can imagine, is probably a terrible thing to drive. Oh dear! Oh dear! Serious braking. I'm not paying attention to the track monitor. Yeah, that. Oh goodness. No, but why are we being in my defense? Yeah, in my defense, why are we being routed onto this particular track when we're not scheduled to stop at this station that we're coming up on now? That doesn't make any sense. I would have assumed that we'd stay in the middle section. I'm guessing we're about to be overtaken by a Pendolino or something that's permitted to travel at a much higher speed than we're permitted to travel at. Because we're not scheduled to stop at this station, and from my experience of train driving, you don't get routed onto the slower track, the loop track, the platform track, whatever you want to call it. You don't get routed onto that unless you plan on stopping at the station associated with that. So that was quite strange. I'm not gonna make excuses for myself too tough, but yeah, not yeah. Anyway. 2.5 miles until Stockport. How are you guys finding the route? I don't know. Maybe it's just me preferring my longer distance kind of things, but I don't like how short this route is. It's just a bit. I don't like it at all, man. And the fact that I think it's the fact that they hyped it up for so long. Like you advertised this ages ago. Uh, So I can see a station on the track monitor, but there's no way that. Oh, okay. So yeah, I knew it. We are getting overtaken by a Pendolino. That's why they slapped us on the. That's why they slapped us on this track here. They're like, you're too slow. Get out of the way. We got more important trains that need to come past. So I was gonna say I can see another station on the track monitor, but I don't think we're scheduled to stop here either. And I was correct about that. That Pendolino honestly just vomited in our face. It's disgusting behavior. I can see we have an upcoming 20 limit on the track monitor. Do we have approach control for that? Do we have any form of advanced warning for that? I am actually gonna shut off the power for that from now. 75. I think I should probably start braking for that right now, to be honest. So we got loads of sets of points just there, so that could serve as a decent breaking point. And then we got the AWS warning. What is that? A double yellow signal. Alright, so I'm assuming that the red signal is at the end of the platform, because that double yellow signal didn't have a route indication. So I think we've got a route indication at the next signal, routing us into the platform. And then we got the 20 limit associated with that turnout. So yeah, here's the single yellow signal with letter M in the route indication box. Below 20 miles an hour, so yeah, nice. And yeah, that those points that we came across just then, I reckon those points are a decent breaking point for that 20 limit into the platform here at Stockport station. So we shall keep that in mind. And we do have a red signal at the end of the platform, although we are already below 20 miles an hour, so no need to panic and stress about that. Also, let's kill off our speed nice and early because we are only 2 carriages long, so we need to look out for. I can already see the 3 carriage stopping position, so let's just stop here because I'm sure the 2 carriage stopping position is in this general area. Brake step 3, neutral, driver reminder plan set because we did pass a. Okay, I can see that the signal is green, so driver reminder appliance is really necessary. But we passed a single yellow signal before entering the platform, so if I couldn't see the platform starter signal, I would set the driver reminder appliance, assuming that the platform starter signal is displaying a red aspect. Door release on the left. Let's quickly pop outside and see where the relevant stopping positions are. So there's the 3 carriage stopping position. There's the 4 car stopping position. Do we have a 2 car stopping position? No, we don't. It's okay. So next time, do you know what's funny? I've literally got a yard counter. I've got a yard counter on my heads up display that I do not look at. I literally always forget that it exists. But next time I'm just gonna look at the yard counter when it comes to situations like this because it would make life a lot easier. I just never do it. We're 4 minutes late. We're 4 minutes late. Woo! Wow, 4 minutes. that is tragic. Let's get out of here quickly. Right, let's see if we get our guards buzzer. No guards buzzer. Okay. We'll do it manually ourselves. You don't want to give us a guards buzzer, okay. Next station is Winslow. In 6 miles. Okay, interesting. It's beginning to cut back on the power as we get towards 20 miles an hour, although we do have some increases in the speed limit coming up. So the speed limit is now 40 miles an hour, so I'm just going to whack the power right open, shortly increasing up to 60 miles an hour. So now we're traveling on unexplored territory, so this is going to be a bit interesting. We'll see if there's any bugs, any interesting landmarks or anything like that. Okay, we got an AWS warning. Double yellow signal jumped up to a green. So are we following a train? That can't be. There's no way that's for the Pendolino. That the Pendolino that departed from from the station that we just departed from. That should be well ahead of us by now. It could be, but that seems quite unlikely. Right, speed limit is now 60. Whack the power right open. And we've got another increase in the speed limits up to 100 miles an hour. However, like I said, maximum permitted speed in a class 150 diesel multiple units is 75 miles an hour. So we're not going to be going above that, unfortunately. Right, so we've received an automatic warning system alert regarding a warning board for an upcoming turnout speed limits of 45 miles an hour. We are not being routed onto a turnout, so we can disregard that. Just passed a warning board for a neutral section as well. We are a diesel multiple unit, so neutral sections do not apply to us. Just passing over the set of points with the aforementioned 45 mile an hour turnout speed limit. Now passing through a station which I do not know the name of. Let's try. Nope, no chance. There we go with that delay again for the vigilance and the vigilance device. Getting me all scared thinking that my circle button isn't working. Here we are at the neutral section, so we will definitely keep that in mind in case we end up driving an electric multiple unit along here. Oh, we're up to 75 miles an hour as well, so let's shut off the power. Or cut back on the power. We're not going to completely shut off on the power due to the fact that we are currently on an upward gradient. And we're just going to jump between the relevant power notches to maintain 75 miles an hour as close as possible. Winslow station is in 2.2 miles time as another diesel multiple unit passes us. I don't know if that was a class 150 or a 153, I can't tell the difference. Double yellow signal, so I am going to make an immediate brake step 2 application. We are 1 mile out from Winslow station as well, so we could more or less use that double yellow signal as a fairly generous braking point, which I am going to do. So reducing the braking force down to brake step 1 nice and early. Going to release the brakes momentarily because we are going to end up slowing down a bit too quickly. Here's the single yellow signal, and it appears that we have a bit of bi-directional action going on. So we got signals associated with the northbound and southbound tracks. Just giving it some burst of braking. Again, I'm not familiar with the route, so I'm not confident on the station approaches. So I'm going to be entering the platforms on. I, I'm not going to be. I'm not exactly going to be honoring the braking curves like that. I'm unfamiliar with the route, so bear with me. Not sure why we're receiving a vigilance a vigilance alarm just then, because I've clearly been interacting with the controls. I'm not sure if the 150 is designed to behave like that, or if it's a bug with the game. I do not know. See, when it comes to trains that I don't come across in real life, or trains that I'm not familiar with, I can't criticize them too much because I don't know how they're supposed to behave in reality. So yeah, we're gonna look past that. Can see the 2 to 4 carriage stopping position coming up. So there we are, perfect. Brake step 3, neutral, driver reminder appliance set, door release on the left. And we are now surrendering the train to the artificial intelligence. So we shall, hold on, there we go, select off. We'll leave the headlights and whatnot how they are. We'll remove the master key. Disable the relevant safety systems. Where is it? There it is. And the vigilance is up here somewhere. Where is it? There it is. Driver safety device. My bad. And we will get ourselves out of here. How long have we been going for? 21 minutes. Is that it? Ugh. But yeah, we definitely need to do another northbound journey. So we're gonna say goodbye to this train. We're gonna cross over to the other side and head back up towards Manchester Piccadilly. Right, so the train is here and it appears to be a class 323, which I wasn't expecting. I thought it was going to be a 150 or a 153, but no, we have a 323, which is okay. Well, guess it's a 323. What can I say? Right, let's switch off the cab quickly so we can arm our safety systems and then get the cab switched back on. Night running configuration, perfect. Door key engaged, green signal. Right, so Winslow. Oh, hold on. What on earth is going on here? Alright, let's get the doors locked. I'm guessing that it's gonna, we're gonna automatically pick up the continuation of the service. Oh, okay, this is different. This is very different. Right. So the cooling pattern, we're not being provided with a cooling pattern, but the heads up display is telling us where we need to stop at next. So we're going to be referring to the heads up display by the looks of things, which is annoying but not game breaking. Green signal so we can reset our driver reminder appliance into forward. Gonna test out the hill start button as we move off here. Speed limit is 100 miles an hour, maximum speed in a 323, 90 miles an hour. Good to know. Little running brake test at 30 miles an hour. So we should be turning off of the. Let's have a look at the map. Oh no, no, we're heading back up the way we came. Okay. So how do we? I need to find out how to travel along here. I thought that's where we were gonna be traveling along. Um, I thought that's where we were gonna be traveling along. That on this journey, but I guess not. So next station is head something in 0.7 miles time. So we probably want to be shutting off the power from now and preparing to slow down. Again, a lack of route knowledge is severely affecting my ability to stop efficiently at these stations. Do forgive me for that. There we are. At least we stopped accurately. Not efficiently, but accurately. Next station is Cheadle Home, or whatever that says. I can't even see that properly, so forgive me if I pronounced that incorrectly, which I'm pretty sure I did. Just passed a warning board for an upcoming neutral section, so we shall keep that in mind. Anticipating the commencement board of the neutral section, which is the white background with the black lines inside of the white background. Just looking out for that now. And I am in fact going to make a brake step 2 application because we are coming up on Cheadle Home Station, or however it's pronounced. Here's the commencement of the neutral section, but we are already slowing down for the station, so we do not need to worry about that. I'm going to momentarily release the brakes there because I do suspect that we are slowing down slightly too early. between 25 and 30 miles an hour as an entry speed into the platform seems to be fairly solid, to be honest. These platforms aren't too big or aren't too long or too short. They're just in the middle. And here comes the stopping position that we're probably about to fly right past. Not that too much, but yeah, that did kind of jump out at me. I wasn't expecting that, but still stopped in generally the correct place, which I am fairly pleased about. Cheadle home. Hold on, sorry, I need to pop outside quickly and I need to actually see the name of the station because I find it fascinating. Cheadle home. Okay, interesting. Oh, what's going on here? God, that's packed, isn't it? 8 o'clock at night on a Sunday and it's that packed. Ugh. Wow, interesting. Maybe that's why that might be why the services are so underwhelming, because I'm actually playing on the Sunday timetable because I'm recording this on a Sunday, believe it or not. So I decided to play on the Sunday timetable. That might be why the route seems so empty. I might need to try play on one of the weekday timetables. Next video, guys, I promise. I absolutely promise. Just received a warning for a morph board. Sorry, an automatic warning system associated with a morph board for an upcoming 40-mile-an-hour speed limit. Although we have a reduction down to 60 miles an hour and then a further reduction down to 30 and then an increase back up to 40, which I'm assuming the morph board is associated with. But I just find that strange. We've got reductions down to a speed limit below the speed limit that the morph board is associated with before the commencement of the speed limit that we're being warned about. I find that strange. I find that very strange, but okay. Now what? 30, okay. Although that being said, we have been routed off of the center track, so we might need to disregard the previous morph board that we came across. In fact, I'm assuming that that is the case. Just making a break step 1 application for the upcoming 30 limit. So bang on, innit? Absolutely bang on that was. And we've got an older style signal box here. Further reduction in the speed limit down to 15 miles an hour, so let's continue to get a bit of braking in. Accompanied by a double yellow signal with the position 4 junction indication, so we can expect a red signal in 2 signal spacings time. Slow down for that 15-mile-an-hour speed limit well early, but better early than late. there's our single yellow signal that we are passing by now, which I wasn't expecting to come across before entering the platform. I assumed that it would be at the end of the platform, so we can expect a red signal at the end of the platform here at Stockport Station. Stockport Station seems to be quite big. It seems to be it seems to be quite the hub. Looking for the how many carriages are we? I feel like we're a 3-car train. I should actually. We're gonna stop at the 4-car stopping position, but I think this train comprises 3 carriages. I should have checked that before departing from from Wynn's home or whatever the station's called. But oh well. Brake step 3 neutral. Red signal at the end of the platform, so we're gonna set the driver reminder appliance. Door release on the left. And we are indeed. What are we? Are we? Hold on a minute. One, two, three. Yeah, we are 3 carriages long. I was about to say because I don't think there are any 4-car class 323s in existence at the moment. So I say at the moment, I don't think that will ever be a thing, to be honest, because 323s aren't manufactured anymore. But yeah, so I should have stopped at the 3-car stopping position, but we will keep that in mind for next time. We're 2 minutes late, so we are 2 minutes beyond our scheduled departure time, but we still have a red signal, so maybe we need to get the doors closed. Developers! Oh, goodness me. Oh, 25 quid just gone down the drain. Just honestly, because I carry cash with me, so you know, if I was to just reach into my wallet right now and just grab 25 quid from there, walk to my bin in my house and throw the 25 quid in there, it fully watch the bin lorry come take the 25 quid away and drive to goodness knows where. Drive to landfill with my 25 quid. It's sickening to imagine, but that's more or less what I've done just now by purchasing this route. And I regret it. I honestly do regret it. Because not only is it short, pathetically short, it's also still got the same bug from 5 years ago where you have to close the doors before receiving a proceed aspect on the platform starter signal, which is stupid. It shouldn't be happening anymore. Why is that still a thing? Speed limit 90. Oh my goodness. Next station for Manchester Piccadilly, 5.3 miles. I am a fan of the suspension physics though. I have peeped the suspension physics. Those are quite satisfying, especially when traveling at speed like this and you see you can pick up on the bounce of the train. So that is a nice little touch, but I'm sorry, it's just stifled by the the lack of distance of this route and the bugs that are the bugs that are present but just shouldn't be. So yeah, man. So we've got a reduction in the speed limit down to 75 and then down to 45, not too far beyond that. Also got a double yellow signal there, so I'm making an immediate brake step 2 application. Reducing that down to brake step 1. Slowed down to 40 miles an hour, which wasn't necessary, but again, just the lack of familiarity of the route is affecting my ability to drive efficiently. So I do apologize for that. Right, accelerating back up towards 75 miles an hour because that is the current speed limit, and the signal that we passed just then with the position 1 junction indication was displaying a green aspect. Shutting off the power there, making a brake step 2 application once again as we come up on a reduction in the speed limit down to 60 miles an hour, releasing the brakes. We've got some further reductions in the speed limit. These reductions are quite weird. So it's you got a reduction down to 30, then back up to 65, then down to 35, up to 40. You've got quite a lot going on there in the track monitor, but we're just gonna go by the lowest speed limits. So I'm literally just gonna interpret that as speed limit reducing down to 30, then down to 25, because I don't know what else is going on there, if I'm being honest. So yep, down to 25. We passed a double yellow signal, so we are trying to commit that to memory as well. I believe we have been cleared into the platforms at Manchester Piccadilly, but I'm not certain, so I am being cautious. So yeah, definitely not going above 25 miles an hour at this point, and we have a reduction in the speed limit down to 15 coming up shortly. There's our single yellow signal, so we should get the platform number that we've been assigned to in the route indication box. Platform 8, platform 3, I beg your pardon. Slowing it down to 15 miles an hour, keeping in mind that we are actually on a downward gradient in coming into Manchester Piccadilly, which I find alarming, extremely alarming. I remember when we were driving the Pendolino in the previous video, and the downward gradient going towards the buffer stops is something else. I'll be honest, I'm not used to that, but you know, something new, I guess, something different, variety. I don't know. Well, also it's a minus 1 in 541 or whatever that is. So it's not too steep, but I just think a downward gradient going towards buffer stops is asking for trouble. And I'm sure we've had some buffer stop collisions at this station in the past. I don't know. Like, I genuinely don't know. But I, I could just I can only assume that this station has seen its fair share of buffer stop collisions just due to the downward gradient coming into the platform, especially back in the Steam days. The Steam days, that would have been something else with their vacuum brakes, taking the slow response time and all of that. Nah, man. Nice and slowly coming towards the buffer stops. I ain't taking no chances. I ain't trying to embarrass myself. Not gonna happen. Perfect. Brake step 3, neutral, driver reminder appliance set. Wait. Set. Crossing the cab, door release on the right. The right. There we are. Off. Door key switch removed. Tail lights on. Headlights off. I believe that is it. Right, so that, my people, concludes this second look of the Manchester Airport commuter route for train to Mode 5. I hate it. I hate it, and it's to the point where, excluding this little branch down here that I do want to explore, and this here as well specifically, I'm not going to be driving on this again. Let's have a look at what trains are these. These are, so you've got what seems to be a 4-car train, and we've got some 3-car trains there as well. So this is Manchester Airport Station, so that seems to be the 4-car train, I'm assuming, is a 350. The 3 cars, I'm assuming, are 323s. So I can literally go on YouTube right now, type in Manchester Airport, and see what we have there. But yeah, they've got to be 323s or whatever, and 350s. And then yeah, it makes sense. You got Manchester Piccadilly up here, Manchester Airport down there. What else would it be, to be honest? So yeah, I'd like to thank you guys for taking the time to watch this video. Constructive feedback and criticism is more than welcome in the comment section below, and it's highly appreciated. I forgot to isolate the automatic warning system. We should probably do that now. Messing up my outro, man. Be quiet. Constructive feedback and criticism is more than welcome in the comment section below and is highly appreciated. And if you'd like to further support the channel, please consider liking and subscribing. I will catch you guys in the next one. Love.